Hey there, 6th grade. In this next video, we're going to use what we know about multiplying, dividing, adding, and subtracting integers to evaluate algebraic expressions with integers. An algebraic expression is simply a mathematical statement that consists of one or more variables. And we've been working with variables a little bit so far in class. Remember, variables are just letters that stand for numbers. Algebraic expressions, so they have to contain variables, but they can also contain what are called constants, and that's just a fancy way of saying numbers, and operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So for example, this statement here, 1,954 plus a, is an algebraic expression. It has a variable, which makes it algebraic, and then it has a constant, the number 1,954, and the operation of addition. We're going to practice evaluating algebraic expressions today. To evaluate an algebraic expression, that simply means to substitute a number for the variable. So let me show you how this works in the following examples. Example 1, we have the expression a plus b, and we're going to evaluate it for the following values. For a equals positive 6 and b equals negative 10. So the way we do this is we simply substitute what we're given for a, in this case 6, in for where we see the a, and then we substitute the value we're given for b, in this case negative 10, in for where we see the b. And we substitute inside of parentheses. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to replace a and b with a set of parentheses each. So I have a set of parentheses where a was, plus a set of parentheses where b was. A, I was told, was positive 6, so I'm putting a 6 in here where a was. And then b, I was told, was negative 10, so I'm putting a negative 10 in this set where b was. So now my problem is 6 plus negative 10. Well, now this is a regular integer problem. Okay, so now I can go ahead and I can do what I know with integers to figure this out. So 6 plus negative 10, the first thing I see is a double sign, so I need to change that. Plus minus means subtract, remember, so this becomes 6 minus 10. And so now we'll use our integer rules. We have positive 6 and negative 10 that we're combining together, and 6 minus 10 is negative 4. So my answer to this problem is negative 4. Okay, number 2, this time I have x plus y. X is equal to negative 42 and y is equal to 71. So I'm going to replace x and y with parentheses first. Keep my addition sign there in the middle. I'm substituting negative 42 for x and positive 71 for y. So no double sign this time. This time my problem is just negative 42 plus 71. So I start with negative 42 and then I add 71. Different signs here, so we're going to take the difference of 71 minus 42. And if you do that correctly, you should get 29. So the answer is positive 29. Okay, number 3, a minus b. A is equal to negative 6 and b is equal to positive 7. Again, replace a and b with parentheses. Notice it's subtraction in the middle, so I'm going to keep that minus sign there. And so I have a negative 6 here, and then I'm going to use a different color here. I'm going to use purple. Positive 7 for b. And so my problem is there's no double signs. It's just negative 6 minus 7. So think about this one in terms of the integers. You have a negative 6, and you're combining that with a negative 7. It's like 6 red chips and 7 red chips. And so the answer here is negative 13. Okay, number 4, x minus y. X is equal to 4 and y is equal to negative 6. Again, replace x and y with parentheses. There's subtraction in the middle. X is equal to 4, y is equal to negative 6. So the problem becomes this, 4 minus negative 6. I see a double sign in this one, so I need to change this minus minus to a plus. So now this is 4 plus 6, and hopefully you all know that 4 plus 6 is positive 10. Okay, we're going to do the same thing in examples 5 through 8, but this time we'll throw in some multiplication and division. This time the directions are telling me that for each of these problems, 5, 6, 7, and 8, A is equal to negative 5, B is equal to positive 6, and C is equal to negative 12. So using these values, we're going to evaluate number 5. We have negative 2C, which remember that means negative 2 times C, plus B. So the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this expression with parentheses in place of my variables. So I start with negative 2 because negative 2 is a constant, not a variable, and then times C, so I'm just going to write the parentheses directly next to that, plus B, so plus and then another set of parentheses. Make sure you're plugging in the correct values for each. So C goes here, and it said that C was negative 12 in the directions, so that's what I substitute here. B, it said was positive 6 in the directions, so that's going here, and then A is not going to be used since there was no A in number 5. So now this just becomes a order of operations problem. We multiply before we add, so negative 2 times 12, using your integer rules, you know that's positive 24. So this becomes 24, and then this is just plus 6. I don't really need the parentheses around here anymore now that I've substituted, so the problem is just 24 plus 6, and we know that is equal to 30. Okay, number 6, 4a minus b. So I'm going to rewrite the problem, putting parentheses in instead of my variables. So this is 4 times, replacing a with parentheses, and then subtract and then another set of parentheses. So I'm substituting negative 5 in for A here, and then positive 6 again in for B here. So the problem is 4 times negative 5 minus 6. Well, 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. So this becomes negative 20 minus 6. So you have 20 negatives. You're combining those with 6 more negatives, and negative 20 minus 6 gives us a negative 26. Okay, number 7. This time we have A times B plus C. So again, I'm going to write in my parentheses here for A times B and then plus C. Substituting negative 5 for A, 6 for B, and then negative 12 for C. So I'll start off by taking negative 5 times 6. Negative 5 times 6 is going to give me negative 30. So this is negative 30 here. Next, you see we have a double sign. We have a plus minus here. So that's just going to become minus 12. So the problem is now negative 30 minus 12. 30 negatives combined with 12 negatives gives us 42 negatives. So negative 42 is the answer here. Okay, one more. This time it's A times C divided by B. So I'm going to write it like this. A times C divided by B, parentheses instead of my variables. Again, A is negative 5. C is negative 12. And then B is 6. Remember, when we're doing multiplication and division in a problem like this, you just go left to right, whichever comes first, left to right. So multiplication is first here. Negative 5 times negative 12 is positive 60. So this becomes 60 divided by 6. 60 divided by 6 is 10. Okay, if you had any questions over this video, make sure you have those written down for the next time. And until then, have a nice day. You're all wonderful people. Take care.